Hi everyone, my name is Erica Marie and I'm known as the Chakra Analyzer. This reading is for Leo. So if your sun, moon, or rising is in the sign of Leo, this reading is for you for June 2022. This reading is for Leo for June 2022. So let's see what Leo energy can know for this month. What's going on with Leos? Leos, Starseed, what lights you up? Okay, Leos, what I'm picking up on is what ignites you? What are you passionate about? Okay, it's time to shine, Starseeds. So Leos, those that are light workers, Starseeds, you're here on a mission work. It is time to start shining bright. You have to put yourself out there. I know the sign of Leo, the energetic sign is to put yourself out there. But I'll tell you something. I do know many Leos that are would rather not be in the spotlight, that are very, more like on the introverted side in a way, where they don't want to put too much information out there, or they don't want to be known. But Leo, you were born with this energy, so you need to utilize it now. And you need to put yourself out there. No more self-sabotaging. What you have to say is legit, okay? Many of you have been working on that self-confidence, that solar plexus, because you would rather just not even participate, is what I pick up on for Leo energy. But now it's time to participate. Now you have to be here. Now you have to step up. Now you have to be here. For the rest of humanity, you have to do your service work, okay? Break the chain. Whatever's holding you back from doing this and shining, it's time to break it. There's something still in your energetic field, because it's happening in your environment. I'll take it, yeah. That is still has some kind of perceived hold on you. And you know that you have to transform at a cellular level within inside yourself and energetically in order for that in your environment to go away, because as above, so below, as within, so without. So you're still, I don't even want to, it's like you're on the verge, you've been transforming so much, and you have transformed. It's just this much more. If I were to look at a scale from 0 to 10, you're at 9.9% of your transformation, because there's still something that has you tied to something. I don't know. It could be one little thing. Just one little thing, Leo. Okay, what else is Leo allowed to know at this time for June? Drink my coffee. So I'm picking up on animals for some reason, and when I was looking at this transformation card, I was really drawn to the cat. And then see the big cat in this card right here. It says, you understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are a part of your life's work. So what I'm getting for this, because I've been feeling it strongly, myself, I have a lot of Leo energy within myself. I've been having dreams about certain animals this past week. And what I realized is that I need to look up that spirit animal. You know, I resonate a lot with Native American culture and the way that they honored all the animals, okay? And they all believe that animals have a spirit and that you can encompass that animal spirit in certain times of your life, okay? So if you are dreaming of a certain animal right now, it's because you are to encompass that energy to help you along in your journey, okay? Some of you might be dreaming about bears right now. You know, that would resonate with Native Americans when they would put bear skins on to fight and battle. With that bear skin, they became that warrior, okay? Bears are courageous, a warrior when it comes to battle, okay? If you're being guided to encompass a cat, you know, or a dog, okay? I remember when I had encompassed, when I actually rescued a dog, I almost encompassed that energy to understand that dog, okay? And that was a pit bull. And I had to understand that energy of that dog in order to help heal that dog and in order for me to help be able to communicate with that dog energetically, okay, and not be afraid of that animal. So whatever animal that you are seeing, dreaming, feeling, look that up and see if that resonates with you, and then take action into that energy if that is what you're being guided to do. Okay, Leo? Let's see what else. I did want to mention for the cats. So, like, for example, dogs are here to be protectors in the material world for humans. And then cats are our protectors in the spiritual world to protect us when we're like in meditation mode. That's why you notice, like, my cat will jump up on the table when I'm doing readings because I'm channeling into the spiritual world, right? So they're very in tune. Cats can see into other dimensions. When they sleep all the time during the day, they're not really sleeping. They're actually like in other dimensions, if that makes sense. Okay, some of you Leos, many might be in need of a reading right now. I have the Oracle cards. You're able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So some of you may need a reading, and some of you may be readers yourself. Or maybe you've been like, maybe doing it as a hobby and just kind of like ordering decks of cards and then just practicing on yourself maybe or others. But because this fell underneath the Starseed card, I'm getting maybe it's time for you to shine bright. Maybe you need to start putting yourself out there. Maybe you need to become a card reader, you know, like myself, and put it out on a platform for others to be able to watch, okay? Whoa, that was way too many. It's like half the deck. So transformation, so the card, yoga card fell over transformation. Now, this yoga card, I mean, I'm not saying like, this doesn't mean like go to a yoga studio. I mean, you could be a yoga instructor as well, or maybe you do yoga. But for those that don't do yoga, this is just telling you that it's time to get in alignment in order to continue your, 9.9 transformation into like that 10. And you see how the top, the crown chakra is lit up. Okay? Keep going with your guidance. Keep going with your divine guidance. Make sure you have that personal relationship with God every single day. When you wake up, you have that communication. This is our telephone line. See how the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, third eye, and crown are all in alignment. Look at that as like a telephone line of communication. It's not severed. It's not distorted. There's no black energy in there. The trauma, the negativity. It's not clogging up the chakra system. So this angel on here is wide open to receive divine guidance. And you see in the transformation card what the spell on this card? See how she's lit up? Okay. You know when you see pictures of like Jesus, the sun is always behind him because he's the direct channel to God, the Christ consciousness. Okay. Okay. So we're going to take a look at Leo energy of where you've been recently, where you are now, and what's coming in for Leos. See if we can know for June 2022. Okay, I'm going to take it. So in the past, you're coming out of being at rock bottom. And I always say this, especially, you know, for Leo energy and that solar plexus and that confidence and like having that power to overcome. I know many Leos, you know, they, and just people in general perceive failure or what you think didn't go your way. Maybe in life, you perceive it as like a failure. And you have to remember that failure is part of the journey to success. It's not the opposite of success. And I also want to say that, you know, use the term success as, instead of looking at life as whether you're successful or not, look at it as if you are satisfied. Replace the word success with satisfied. If something happened and maybe you perceived it as it didn't work out and it's a failure for you, look at the situation again and say, but were you satisfied? Did you end up being satisfied with the outcome? Okay. We take these words and we place, you know, meaning to them, you know, failure, success, satisfied. You have to really pay attention of how you're speaking your words. Okay? Because those things look different to each and every individual. They look different because we're all here on our own path. Okay? So getting back to the rock bottom card, Leos, things had to be taken away from you in order for you to be cleansed, to have a clean slate hitting rock bottom, to create a new firm foundation for yourself. Because the foundation that you had was not built with God, through God. Okay? You had to wipe all that away. You had to hit rock bottom to discover that the rock at the bottom is God. God's your rock. When you have nothing here in the material world, you do have God. And God wanted to show you that. You come into this world, the material world, bare butt and all. You don't have nothing. Okay? That's how you're going to leave this world too. So you have to detach from everything. And God needs, you know, you need to be shown that. So that now you can rebuild your firm foundation at the core with God and following the path that when God sent Jesus here, Jesus Christ Christ consciousness. We have to follow. It's the path is ascension to enlightenment. Our telephone line back to God. Our telephone line back to, communicate with God. That individual connection on the daily. Okay, speaking to God on the daily. That's how you're rebuilding your life, and you're speaking your truth. Go over there, baby. Okay, Leos. So, in the recent past, you have been rebuilding. You have been pouring that concrete, that firm foundation, anchoring it in with God now. That's what you've been doing. So way in the past, you had that where everything fell away, you hit rock bottom. But now you've been in the process of rebuilding. So let's see where you are now, Leos. Leos, you gotta give up control. I have what's called the magical map shifter. And it's reversed though. So this can actually mean a few things. So the card is, for numbers on the card, it says 5 and 2, which equals 7. And a lot of times 7, when I read like regular decks, 7 can represent either like the right path, like the number 7 represents the right path. But also when I see 7, sometimes it can represent like deception, and people around you might be deceptive and manipulators, like that low vibration. So what I'm getting is if you do have that around you, don't encompass their energy. You need to surrender it, okay? This also could be like, don't self-sabotage yourself. And the reason why I'm picking up on that energy is because it's right on the oracle cards and it's right on Starseeds. So remember how I was saying how a lot of Leos that I know, even though like Leo energy is supposed to be like extrovert and putting yourself out there and being on the spotlight and like loving it, I do know many Leos that are not like that because they would rather like go be hermit mode and hide in the mountains and not be around anybody. But in a way, we're self-sabotaging ourselves because you are meant to come here and be in that spotlight because you do what you have to say is the truth or truth, and others need to hear this. Okay? Let me see what's coming in for Leo. Let me see what's coming in for Leo. What's coming in for Leos? Okay, well, I had a few pop out. Let's see. I'm not going to take those because I had too many pop out. Okay. So I have follow the leader. This is what's coming in for you, the energy. Now, if you're not sure about something, like maybe you do have to put yourself out there and be like an oracle card reader, okay? Maybe you just need a reading. But I'm sensing that maybe some of you need to start putting yourself out there with your gift. And if it's not, reading cards or divination or whatever, maybe it's using a pendulum or, maybe you are a medium, and you can channel and speak to people that have passed over or something. Maybe you need to start putting yourself out there. And you're not like really sure like how to get started, maybe. Take a look and maybe, contact somebody that has put themselves out there and, maybe that's successful, that has helped a lot of people. Maybe they have a platform already. Contact them and just be like, hey, I just have a quick question, and I'm sure they'll take the time to answer you. But I'm also getting, remember back with the present energy of like the shapeshifter and like the reverse energy, just be mindful. So like when when my gifts started opening up and I started entering into like this spiritual like culture of like I don't even want to use the word new age, but I guess I can use that in order to explain. So there's a lot of people out there in the material world that believe certain things and whatever, but there's also people here in like the spiritual world that believe certain things. And I discovered along the way that not everybody in the spiritual, like that practices spiritual stuff is actually of light and love, okay? You have to remember, like in this duality of the material / spiritual world, you're going to have the light and the dark, right? The light and love energy and the dark energy and like the bad energy. So you're going to get that, and you're going to discover that. And when I discovered it, I understood it as God needed to show me the difference in the energy to understand it, right? Because as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you come across people on your journey, don't be naive and think that everybody who is doing cards or doing divination is legit, because it could be just like a cover, like, to deceive. So always be mindful and always feel like your gut and always go with your intuition. And that's why I say that you have to have that personal relationship with God. So that way God can guide you along your journey so you don't get lost. And I want to use one more example. I didn't want this video to go too long. Where I've had people that have, seeked me for guidance, and then they go and they seek others, which is fine, of course, because I did that on my path as well, where I would have people that I trusted to read me at some point in my life. But anyways, I'd always have a few come back to me and say, oh wow, this person who I thought was helping me actually wasn't. And, they would be scared and worried. And I'd say, listen, first of all, don't be scared and worried, because when you are in that energy, it festers and manifests, right? I tell them to look at it. Why did this happen for you, not to you? And then they realized it was to make them understand, and always to go with their own intuition and go with their own gut. And they saw that this person was leading them down into the dark path, not into light and love. So I always tell people, always connect with God when you want to find, what you're looking for. And then God will present things to you through numbers, maybe through other people, obviously through animals. I talked about that earlier in the video. That's why I always tell people, when I have like clients contact me, if they really want to know something, if I'm not allowed to tell them, I won't. I will say, connect with God. I can't help you on this one. Okay? I always tell people, always go with your gut, even over the cards. Okay? Even over these cards, you go with your gut. If you're listening to somebody or even myself and it's not resonating with you, it's because it's not for you. Okay, guys? I do need to point that out. So when I'm saying, going back to this card, follow the leader, Just be mindful of who you contact for advice on this path. Okay. I do want to lay down, I normally don't do this, but I do want to lay down one more card just to clarify this shapeshift, the magical shapeshifter reversed. Okay, so I have the Flying High card. What I'm getting is don't get wrapped up in low vibrational energy. Don't get wrapped up with these manipulators and controllers and narcissists of the dark, material world. Fly above them. Because you don't want to get wrapped up in this energy. And this is also saying fly above that ego, Leo. Don't get wrapped up in self-sabotaging yourself either. Make sure you continue to rise above, fly high. And along your path into the, near future here, I don't predict the future, I just tap into energy that could manifest. It's saying follow the leader, meaning follow God, right? Along your path. And God will provide, see the animals, provide the animals, the number with time, and maybe people into your life to help you along the way. And if you're guided to contact somebody and ask them for advice, like somebody that's already been on, has already started their journey, because remember, people wake up at different times along their path in order to help others, then do that, Leo. That's what you're being guided to do. Okay, Leo, so I'm going to end your reading here, but I am going to do the extended to look further into your reading. So if you're interested in the extended, click on the PayPal link below, and I will email you the video. Bye.